Displaying numbers in a graphical way can give insight and understanding into problems. I try to do that with blocks and other objects. But there's another visual way to do this. You can create a number line, which is simply an infinite line with tick marks to represent specific values. The number line is infinite, so it has arrows at the end of it, signifying that it can go further than you can draw it. Then it has tick marks every part of the way. And there's a lot of advanced ways you can use even a simple illustration like this. But for the simplest way, a middle value is chosen, usually 0, and each tick mark represents the same amount, so you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Positives go to the right, 0 in the center, negatives go to the left. When arranged this way, all the numbers as you go to the right are increasing. All the numbers as you go to the left are decreasing. As you increase, your value is greater, and as you decrease, your value is lesser. So it's easy to see that 5 is greater than 2, because you had to increase from 2 to get to 5. 5 is greater. Or 1 is less than 3, because you had to decrease from 3 to get to 1. Because all positive numbers are to the right, they've increased from the negatives, all positives are greater than all negatives, and all negatives are less than any of the positives. A specific value will fall on a point on the number line. All numbers to the right are greater. All numbers to the left are lesser. Of course, at this one point, it's equal to itself. Now ranges can be defined on the number line as well. In the case of blocks in a small square, I can fit 0 in here. I can fit 1, which is greater than 0, so I have already greater than or equal to 0. And I can fit 2, 3, and 4. I can fit as much as 4 in here, so it's going to always be less than or equal to 4. This gives a range, greater or equal to 0, and less than or equal to 4. On the number line, we represent it with a closed circles on 0 and 4, and a bar in between. It can be any number in this range, including the n values. For any number that we have, and an inequality that looks like this, it's greater than 2 but less than 5, we represent it with open dots, the bracket in between. So this number can only be 3 or 4, if we're considering whole numbers. If it happened to be less than or equal to 5, then it would also include 5 in its range. This is simply the start of representing numbers in a graphical way. It offers challenges along with some benefits. Being able to switch between the graphs and the numbers, and even words if you encounter a word problem, that'll benefit you as you advance in math. It can be a challenge for some though. So as we work through more problems and more graphs, hopefully you meet those challenges and build the skill to overcome them.